Okay, testing 1, 2, 12. Welcome to this week's episode of Aftershock. What? What? Oh, I'm sorry. Afterburn. You have to excuse me. We were going kind of hard last night. Had some of my boys over watching Friday Night Fire, hanging out, drinking, doing the usual, and now we're all passed out on the couch and the floor in my basement. So this week's episode of Afterburn is brought to you by Monster and my dog coming down the stairs. So anyway, let's get this underway, shall we? So last night's Friday Night Fire started off with one Dylan Derringer versus one Felix. It was a great match, very athletic, very competitive. What I will say is Felix, that spear of yours is very dangerous, comes out of nowhere, and I hope that some of the boys in the back are taking notice that it may look like you are not coming out on top, and then the switch flips, and all of a sudden you get that W. I think you proved that the last couple months. Dylan, you are getting better and better every month, and it is a treat to watch you in that ring. As far as last night's camaraderie went that I saw, it's good. You know, shaking hands, shaking babies, doing what you do. I shake hands in the ring. But remember, we are in the midst of a tournament, and we are looking for the best of the best, regardless that it comes out of this gilded trophy. Not a fishbowl, gilded trophy from my rugby days. But I still look for the top guys to put into this raffle. So with that being said, on to the tournament real quick to refresh our memories. Next month, this month, March 20th, this month, we will see one Freedom Ramsey take on Solomon Stone and move into this bracket spot. This bracket spot will be contested at our May show in one of the first two matches. Robert Keogh and one Mr. Robert Lee will face each other in the opening contest of March 20th show, and the winner will take on Matt Hagan in the main event, and they will move to here. Unlike a traditional bracket where you play from left to right, these are top and bottom, where the winner of Keogh Lee Hagan and the winner of Freedom Stone will take on each other in one of the first two matches in May and move on to our main event for the title. Why is it working that way? Because one Mr. Electric Ely, I hope I'm still in frame, decided to get himself suspended last month. So the bottom half is now our April bracket, and the top half is our March bracket. Please excuse the music in the background. I woke up with it on and started recording, so here we are. Anyway, so that is how the bracket works. The second match of last night's Friday Night Fire was Terrorizer VS Adonis. Another matchup between Gracefully Chosen and the Real Risers. It was a great match, very hard hitting. Honestly, I expected to see a lot more speed, being that they are the lighter of the two parts of their respective tag teams. But they really showed some power and showed that they could hit just as hard and be just as strong as their compatriots. Now, speaking of their compatriots, let me get these freaking glasses off. Speaking of their compatriots, Samson Real and The One. The One, I heard you changed your name. Maybe we'll learn about that real soon, but anyway, for now, it's The One. Speaking of Samson Real and The One, it looked like The One was putting his hands where they didn't belong, sticking his nose where it didn't belong, and Samson kept getting on the apron as well. So you're not at fault, meaning you are at fault, double negative. Then, after the match, Sam the Man, you came around, put your hands on Dewan, threw him up into a guardrail, he smashed you into a post, you started cussing and screaming him out, and then at the end of the match, I saw you two got filmed in the back, talking a little something about Flint Town Beatdown. You want it? You got it. March 20th, we will have Samson Real versus the formerly known as The One in a one-on-one bout. with your respective compatriots in your corner. So we're flip-flopping. Let's see what happens. Keep it in the ring this time, boys. The women's matchup, Jexy Black. It was a very nice job. So good job there. I swear I'm clapping as loud as I can. It's not a golf clap. It's just resonating in my ears. I'm sorry. Jesus. And they don't want me clapping. But you did a very, very nice job. Got that W back from Shayla Hyde. I was very impressed. And I've had women breaking down my DMs. Baby, not that way. Not in that way. I've had women in the wrestling business breaking down my DMs, tweeting me, emailing me, sending carrier pigeons to get their hands on you, Jexy. So I will make sure that you have a strong competitive match come this month, March 20th. So be ready for whatever the disastrous one throws your way. Okay? Savage Society versus the Grey Wolves. Hell of a showing, Jimmy and Jarris. Hell of a showing. First time out for Rising Action. Didn't even have to work your way through the preliminary show stuff. You just got right in there, went against one of our top tag teams. I say top tag teams, Savage Society, respectively, Garrett Adams and Hyena Hagen. But you took Brian Paul into the fold, and lo and behold, he went from winless to having a victory, more or less, on his own. Congratulations, Brian. That was friggin' amazing. Good for you, bud. Good for you. You deserve it, honestly. I see Garrett is working his magic. What Garrett is not working is making sure that Hagen and Stone have their asses there to compete month to month. So with that being said, they're in the tournament. So make sure that they're there this month, Garrett. I need them there March 20th. Please. And thank you. Or you're going to make me look like an idiot. Jimmy and Jarris, back to you guys. You deserve to try and get that win back. So this month, March 20th, Diesel Concert Theaters. The Grey Wolves take on the Savage Society, consisting of Garrett Adams and Garrett Adams and Brian Paul again. And the main event of last night's Friday Night Fire, Alex Van Zant did a nice job, tried your hardest. You worked real hard to try and get that W on Jamie Eternal in his debut. But Jamie's a big dude, and he's a scary dude. And he just whooped your ass all over that ring. Alex, I'm sure you're going to move on to bigger and better things. Jamie, Chuck was out there, gave you that t-shirt. We're going to drop the video in a couple weeks. Actually, the same night as our Friday Night Fire show, March 20th, we'll be dropping the second episode of last month's show. But I know there's video footage out there of what happened in that OK USA tag match where you came out, Jamie, and got involved. Let's just say there was a fireball involved in there too. So next month, or this month, Jesus, I gotta watch myself. This month, March 20th, it will be Jamie Eternal with OK USA versus the Nomads, consisting of Ace Evans, Chuck Whedon, and Road Rash in a trios match with Ryan Donahue and Joseph Harvey in your respective corners. Now, Nomads, please, no more friggin' fireballs. I had to deal with the fire marshal 2 weeks ago in February and explained to him that it was an accident, and he still made me pay about $1,500 to cover your asses for damn near burning down Diesel Concert Theaters. So please, don't do that again, because it'll be coming out of your paychecks. Very much appreciated. So next month, I'm sorry for clapping. Go back to sleep. So next month, this month, March 20th, is going to be one hell of a show. So be there. And I'm over and out with my monster.